What's up, camera nerds? Today I've got a pretty quick review video for you, and I say quick because I'm reviewing the Hollyland Mars 300 Pro enhanced version, and this device performs exactly as advertised. I'm not even joking. You don't have to watch the rest of the video. This thing's awesome, it's affordable, it does what it's supposed to. Go get one. Before I go any further, I do want to be transparent with you guys and let you know that Hollyland did reach out to me after they saw my R5 review video, and they wanted to know if I would review the Mars 300 Pro in exchange for a discount on their products. But that's as far as my obligation goes. I can say whatever I want about it, and I have no reason to hold back any negative comments. So once again, this is not a sponsored post. This is my honest feedback and opinion. So if you're still watching at this point, it's probably because you're shopping for a Hollyland product like this one, or because you're in the market for a wireless transmitter. It's 2020 and we're in the middle of a global pandemic. So if you're a video producer right now, a wireless system like this should be on your shopping list right now if it's not in your bag already. I had a shoot last week where we were working with a reduced crew because of the pandemic, and that meant that in that situation, I wasn't able to operate the A camera. I had to be on the B cam. And I was super glad to have the Hollyland system with us because I was able to mount it on the A cam and send the feed over wirelessly to my monitor that I mounted on the B camera. And that way I was able to keep tabs on both angles at the same time, which allowed our director to focus on operating the teleprompter and focus on what was being said. One of the things that I really like about the Hollyland is the ability to connect multiple devices, and I don't just mean a bunch of monitors using the HDMI ports, but the Hollyland has a network built in that allows you to connect a bunch of mobile devices. And this is a feature that I think is sure to get a client's approval because it means that you can have a bunch of people monitoring the shot on set and nobody has to be huddled over each other's shoulders. To connect your phone to the system, you download the HollyView app, open it up, and then you get this page. We hit connect, and then it asks you to join the Wi-Fi, and by default, according to the instruction booklet on page 5, the default password is 123456778. Join. And as you can see, I'm now connected to the system on my phone, which was super easy. One thing that you could criticize Hollyland for is that there is a bit of a delay on the system. I think on this one, they advertise it at around 0.8 of a second. But if you're using it just as a reference monitor, that shouldn't be an issue. And if you're using it in fiction films or in a setting where you keep repeating the same action over and over and over, it's probably not going to be too big of a deal because you can use focus marks and have other ways to try to get your focus. But if you really need a system that has zero latency, you might want to look at other brands or other models. Another thing that's kind of a negative for the Hollyland is the build quality and the quality control. For example, if you look at the transmitter and receiver that I have, the two LCD screens don't quite match, and one of them is maybe even a little bit crooked. And another thing that I noticed is that the HDMI ports seem to be a little bit finicky, so you have to really push the cable in to make sure that you have a good connection. Otherwise, the signal kind of cuts in and out. So I just want to take a second to elaborate on what I meant about the HDMI ports being a little bit finicky. As you can see, I've got the transmitter set up here, and if we go and try to put the HDMI cable in, oftentimes it kind of goes in crooked just like that, and it looks like it's in all the way, but it's not, and you actually have to take it out and wiggle it a little bit to get it to sit all the way. Now I realize that this is not the first time that HDMI cables have been a point of criticism from video users, and we all know that HDMI cables are not designed for heavy production use, but for one reason or another, camera companies continue to put it in their design. So as video creators, this is something that we're just kind of gonna have to deal with. But if you're a company and you're making a product that only has one port and it's HDMI, I would want that connection to be as robust as possible, regardless of the price point. At the end of the day, a wireless system like this one is kind of a no-brainer for me. I think that it's gonna kind of become the new norm because everybody's just gonna have one in their kit because the technology just keeps getting cheaper and cheaper. And regardless of what size production you're on, if it's a big production or if you're a one-man crew, it's just such a useful tool to have in your bag. It's gonna completely change the way that you work, and if you're doing client work, they won't have to lean over your shoulder to see the shot. And right now the Mars 300 Pro is just under $500 US, so you really can't go wrong. Thank you Hollyland for the discount. I will be sure to use the hell out of this, and give this video a thumbs up if you like cameras, and subscribe if you're bored.